Meaning and purpose are not things that you need to seek out. These are things that you have to create in your life through your actions. What is up, everyone? I hope you're doing well. If you don't know me, my name is Ishaan, and welcome to the video. I want to open up about some of my recent feelings, how the past week has been, and just how my mindset has been transitioning and literally oscillating back and forth between some of my older self limiting beliefs and the new beliefs that I've built over the past few months. For context, my mom and my sister were here in Indiana visiting me, and they just left this morning. I'm realizing first that, bro, I need so much alone time to function properly. And to be honest, I didn't get that much alone time over the past week, that the past few hours have been so reflective, and I've just been like literally I haven't said much out loud in the past few hours, and just been thinking, processing, and absorbing the learnings from the week and letting some of the things go. I'm so grateful that I got this time with my mom and my sister this past week. It was much needed, and yeah, no, I'm just so grateful. I had a lot of fun with them, and it, what happened was the first few days, I was so stressed, I was so overwhelmed and just burnt out from the previous week, and I hadn't like taken proper care of myself, that when they first came, I was just more stressed and overwhelmed. And that translated into my actions. Like, I would be more irritable towards my mom and my sister. And that's the craziest thing to me. And I opened up to my mom about this 3 days later, because I was like, that's not who I am. And that's not who I want to be. That's not the person that I aspire to be. That's not the man that I want to become. I don't want to be mentally checked out of things. I want to be present, and I want to be able to continue to drive my actions from a place of love for them and for myself, because it's crazy that we argue, debate, and fight with the people that we love the most, and it's all in an effort so they understand us better, when really what I guess I should be focused on is understanding them better. I think maybe that should be more of a priority than me trying to make myself understood to them. And this is something that I then started thinking about after I spoke to my mom. And I wasn't planning on telling her this. Like, I wasn't planning on opening up and being like, I'm so sorry that I haven't been I haven't been on my best the past few days. Like, I've just been really stressed and overwhelmed. And then she opened up, and then we just had this really nice, kind, heart to heart session for like I don't know how long. It just felt so grounding and amazing to be able to communicate my shortcomings, and communicate that I slipped up and I fell through. And it sucks, because let me tell you, yo, a lot of the times when I go back home or I'm around family, sometimes it's like my healing that I've done just like goes away. And I swear that this was one of those times where it felt like that, and that low key spiraled down into me thinking about how I'm a little lost in my PhD program, because even though I've been making consistent progress on my projects and such, it hasn't been significant progress. It's been slow, and that's part of the process. Slow progress is good progress too, because it's going to eventually lead to the big results. It's a matter of not giving up when you're feeling this way, when you're feeling lost, when you start to feel purposeless, or when the work starts feeling meaningless. That's why I started out with the intro that I did, is because last night I reflected on that, and I thought that even in the past when I felt lost or purposeless, it's coming from a place of attachment to something material. It's coming from a place of attachment to a certain outcome. And really, all I need is to let that illusion of control, like truly, like let it go and surrender that, and then just hyper focus on my daily tasks. Because hyper focus on my daily tasks. Because the truth is that you're not always gonna feel your 100%. I'm not gonna always feel my 100%. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from taking action towards the things that I've set out to do for myself. So if that means that on Tuesday I'm tired, I didn't sleep good, and I wake up with 60% battery, then that means I gotta give my 60% that I have in my body that day, because I need to keep going. I know this is somewhat contradictory to rest and recovery at times, but I have to say that this is the mindset that really got me to where I am now. And I also know that this is going to be the mindset that gets me to the next level. Like, I gotta be willing to give it my best, even on the days when I only have 60, 70, 80%. I gotta give it all, especially on those days. Because it's not only just a matter of following through on your tasks, it's a matter of, I keep saying you, even though I mean me. And if I say you, this is all directed towards me. But if you can benefit from it as well, then that's why I use the you as well. But it's also a matter of you telling yourself that regardless of what you're going through, regardless of whatever excuses you have in life, you're not willing to accept that, and you're willing to put in the fucking work regardless. And this is just a very powerful mindset, because once you have this down in one area of your life, chances are that you're gonna be able to apply this in pretty much any other area. Let me run you down two instances from this past week that like got me into this mindset like literally so quick, because there's certain things that sometimes come in front of me and I'm like, there's no way I can take a step back from this, dude. Like, I don't have the energy. Like, I feel like I don't have the energy, but I gotta do it. I gotta fucking do it, because there's no other alternative here. This past week, everything was busy. I don't even want to describe, because everyone's lives are busy. So when I say I'm busy, you understand that that means that I'm either working on some personal development activities, or I'm spending time with my family. Like, there's no like downtime as much to just be fucking around. Though I will say there are times where I doom scroll as well. Of course, gotta slip up with that too. It's part of the process, but also recenter myself, bring myself back. I emailed one of my undergraduate mentors, and it literally for nothing. Like, I didn't have anything to tell him, or I didn't have anything particular to ask him or share anything with him. But I've been meaning to reach out to him, but in this week, the urge was just so strong that I could not resist, bro. So I just type up an email. I'm like, hey Jeff, how's it going? Like, I was just thinking about you. I was trying to find this thing for my current project that I knew lived in one of the documents that we worked on in the project before this, like in 2020 or 2021. And I just thought of you, and I was like, it's crazy, now I'm doing a PhD, and like starting with you on my first research project back in the day, I was just expressing how grateful I feel, and that I was just asking him, like, how are you? How are things at Wheaton? How's your family? So he responds back within like few hours or something, and then we just we have like a little back and forth conversation via email, maybe like 3 4 email replies within like a span of a day or two. And then on Wednesday he emailed me about this opportunity that he found out about, and it's a travel trip that's going to be for some sort of field exploration research. And the thing is that I've never done field research before this. So I saw the opportunity. It's related to some of the expertise that I have to offer, and the deadline for it was like 8 days ago or something, dude. Like, it was last week sometime. But he still sent it to me, and I was just like, I really want to apply to this. literally less than 24 hours later, I put together my application and sent it to the people who were listed in the opportunity thing. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but the thing is that I don't even care, dude. Like, I put myself out there regardless of what the situation ends up being. It tells me that I was willing to put in the work even at a time where things just seemed crazy, and even on a short turnaround, like, I was able to put my best foot forward. Like, it just makes me feel extremely humbled and grateful that I have this mindset and I have the skill set to be able to do these kinds of things when they just arise in the middle of nowhere. It also felt like a synchronicity because I'm like, there's no way I reached out to this my mentor like randomly after a couple of months of us speaking. Like, I usually check in with them here and there, you know. But in all the past like year, the only times I've checked in with him was if I was asking him for a recommendation or for something specific. This was one of the very first times in the past couple of years where I reached out to him just to ask him how he's doing and stuff. And I just felt like it felt like the perfect opportunity, so I ended up applying, putting out the good energy in the universe. And I don't have an attachment to the outcome, or I'm trying to let go of the attachment to the outcome, because if it's in my best and if it's supposed to work out for me, then it will, regardless of what I think now or what I do now, now that I've submitted my application. The other thing that happened was Monday or Tuesday, I found out about another program, a 2 week thing that I I saw it and I'm like, dude, this is like really cool. It combines all my interests, including my science stuff and my physical fitness, and puts it together. And I'm like, yo, like I can't not apply for that. And that was I found it Monday, Tuesday. The application was due Friday, so I had a little bit more leeway. And relatively, the application was simple. Can't lie about that. And I turned that one around as well. So short turnaround times, but even in a case where things were busy, I had to deprioritize some other stuff to prioritize these things. I know it makes me feel so good about myself that I'm able to push myself through even the weeks when I feel like things are so tough. And like I said, I've been feeling lost and purposeless in the work as well. But in these moments, I really just have to let go of this illusion of control and remind myself that meaning and purpose are something that I create. The purpose never leaves me. I can never feel purposeless because the purpose is me. The purpose of life for me is self realization through material things, which means that even if my projects are on a pause or one part of my life is on a pause, there are other aspects of my life that are going, and I can use those to keep driving learnings for myself. Wow. I am so glad I decided to record this because I have I didn't plan any part of these videos. For this video, I literally did not plan anything. I just pressed record, set an intro, and just started yapping. Mostly usual session. And we are almost 15 minutes in. I was like, oh, I don't even know what to talk about in this video. But things just flow, and I don't even create content anymore, really. It's mostly just a documentation of my thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions as to what I'll be doing to continue to improve myself, improve my mindset, and continue to keep growing. In fact, I thought that I wasn't going to have anything to talk about, so I was going to read an excerpt from the Gita, but I will save that for another video because otherwise, you know me. If you made it this far, then you know that if I read an excerpt from the book right now, we're probably going to go on for an additional 30 minutes minimum. So I will save that for another video. And if you made it this far, I genuinely appreciate you tuning in. I hope you got something out of my reflection process. And if there's anything that I can leave you with in this video, it's really okay for you to feel like there's no meaning or there's no purpose in life sometimes. Honestly, that's okay. It's part of the human experience. Sometimes it's good because it points out to you that you're not putting in enough time for the things that truly matter to you. Right now, it's not one of those times for me. Right now, that time it's happening because of there's just so much going on, and it feels like I have to do all these different things, blah blah blah. But it's all because of my attachment to a certain outcome or to certain material things, thinking that I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that, when really everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. And I could not be more grateful for what the universe and God continue to do for me. There's another thing I can leave you with, which is just another interesting take that I saw recently when I've only started using the word God very recently in conversations, because when I saw this thing, when you speak to the universe, you're speaking to the creation. But when you speak to God, you're speaking to the creator. And the thing is that I don't think that God is like a physical entity. I think it's energy, presence, something that you can feel but not really put into words or describe. And sometimes that inner connection for me is so strong, and then there's other times where that connection feels severed or weak. And I think right now was one of those times where it felt like that, but if truly the connection was there, connection is always there. It never leaves you. Like I said, the purpose never leaves you. The purpose is you, and self realization, and continuing to be aware of and acknowledge this divine connection and presence that resides within you at all given times. Even if you feel like you forget it, even if it feels hard to believe in that, you have to do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video.